Hey Libra, welcome to your super full moon manifesting ritual tonight, where we are going to see what it is that can be released, get out of the way, so that when your flow picks up momentum this month, you will have room for it in your energetic field. Okay, so let's see. First card is what is here today, your present energies. So what we have here is application. So you have really been looking at your situation deeply. You may be filling out applications for positions right now. And so it could be that you're feeling very pressured financially. This figure is rooting into a history book. Okay, so that the history of your situation with money and finances, you may be really hooked into a story that can change, Libra. There may be things that you believe about money and how to make money that's so stuck in your family history that you can't see a different way. But inside of that old history is this being that's just ready to jump out into something new and just release these roots and be able to see the world differently. Okay, so there's something in you that is definitely ready for a major shift here. So the next card is what's coming toward you with all of this turmoil that's going on with being stuck. And here we have this inner child card. What an interesting card. Sometimes when you're really little and things have a lot of drama when you're growing up and the adults are acting like children and fighting is a lot of what you know. This isn't going to be true for everyone, but for some it is. And being in nature, being with animals, was something that brought you a lot of peace and comfort. I look at all those sparkles around the child and they look like what I would say is fairy energy. And maybe you, as a child, you believed in fairies. And so I believe that your imagination, Libra, is such an important player right now. I mean, once upon a time, you believed in magic. I mean, you would sit and make tea parties up and, talk to yourself, have companionship, and be really free to imagine anything that you wanted. So with this card coming up with what's coming toward you, your inner guides and the universe are encouraging you to reach back into your childhood and grab some of that imagination. Start doing things that open yourself up to pretending, acting as if, and maybe even grabbing a coloring book and coloring like a kid. The next card is what it is that you need to focus right now to make the fastest progress and get through this stage. And what we have is the inner peace card. Once again, if you notice what looks like fairy energy around that door, we see another tree. And there's a new tree to be walked into. That's what I see here. And it is really the importance of you finding inner peace. Okay, so yoga could be a very good process for you. Anything that has you using your body. Okay, your idea world has a little bit too much to do with how you choose how to act. Okay, and getting into your body will really be helpful. Kickboxing might be good for somebody. I know that gardening is very good for me to keep me centered. And especially when you're creating a new narrative, if you do want to look at creating a new story around money and a new story around finances, you need to come to a place of deep inner settledness so that you can hear your own inner guidance. Getting a reading like this it's not predictive. I mean, what it does is it simply should confirm what you're already thinking, and you probably, if this card is coming up for you, it means that you have not been in a lot of peace about your finances. So that's part of what we can release, I'm sure, tonight with the ritual. So let's see what as our next card, which is actually the card that represents the thing that needs to be released in the opinion of the universe. So let's see what that is, and that is receptivity. Okay, so as I look at this and I see the figure and in a yoga pose, interesting that we just mentioned that you need to release yourself into receptivity. Okay, this card is calling you to be a better receiver. A really good affirmation that you can use is, I am open and receptive to all the universe has for me today. I am open and receptive to all the universe has for me today. That gives goosebumps up the back of my neck. But only you can give yourself the permission to receive what is due you. If you have had some unfortunate circumstances, some plot twists along the way where you've had to be so creative with your finances and it's been painful, it might be time to ask for help. I see the figure behind this woman sitting there relaxing. Maybe you need somebody to have your back. There's plenty of information online that gives, finances for dummies kind of information. You can step forward into a new world here, okay? So you're not alone in this, and you do have your angels, guides, and helpers who are right along here, and that's guiding you to the outcome. And look what we have. I am creator. Again, look at the sparkles in the idea energy that's just pouring out of her brain. Libra, you do spend a lot of time with your ideas and your thoughts. In fact, sometimes I look at her hands and she's like throwing her hands up in the air like, I surrender, I surrender. And I want to challenge you to bring your knowledge of how you feel confidence and how you sense your centeredness into your body. Sometimes just getting up and jumping up and down, dancing is a great way to get into your body. But the answer to this issue, this being rooted, this being kind of rooted into an old narrative around finances, look what the promise is here, that you are creator. You don't have to stand by idly and accept the roots of your family history. You can change the narrative. Okay, so now that the cards have let us know that your ability to receive is what this is all about, and this little piece of rose quartz fell off my little lantern here, and that just shows me that a little self-love probably is going to be extraordinarily helpful for you. Also, if you have any rose quartz jewelry, I would definitely wear it or carry a piece of rose quartz in your pocket for the next week or so to remind yourself that self-love is always going to lead you to this inner peace that is the centerpiece here. So let's use our moon cards and lay out the ritual. Okay, step 1 of your ritual is to get a pencil and a paper. You could have crayons, a candle, some fresh flowers. You don't have to fuss like I do to make up a place for when I want to be creative and spiritual. But if you decorate a place of a ritual, you'll feel it differently, honestly. I have goosebumps coming up the back of my neck just thinking about the truth of that. So the first step is to prepare for the ritual, okay? And then release control. Take a breath. I need a breath. Libra, I know it's been tough. Some of you have really had to look at some tough times the last couple years even. But the fact is that this old way of doing things is just not working. So being able to see yourself going from this tree here to this one, you're always going to have roots under you, but now it's time to make up your own narrative. Okay, so what you do next is you take a piece of paper and we're going to draw a line down the center. We're going to make 2 columns. Talk less and feel more. Okay, now with your paper that you have ready, you have 2 columns. what we're going to do in a silent moment, you could put on some nice music behind you. On the left side of the paper, I want you to write down in bullet point form some of the events and the heartbreaks around finances. Just a couple words, just write down, try to get 5, 7, 9 events, people that disappointed you, things that were very difficult about money and finances, okay? And then on the other side, on the right side of the paper, I want you to write down things that you can do that cause you to have peace or a sense of connection right now, okay? And for many of you, it might be things online, certain things, even these readings, certain things you can do that will lift your spirits. And even if it's like, this is just between you and you, right? Even if it's like guilty pleasures, just write down some coping strategies that you're using right now, okay? And so talk less, feel more. Be really honest with your feelings here, feelings of pain and then feelings of pleasure. Okay, and then our last card, excuse me, my throat. It's like good reminder to this whole idea of not using your words out loud, writing these things down. And then open up to change right on top of our receptivity. All right, so now, Libra, are you willing, take time, to do this ritual properly so you can write these lists. And then step 4 is to ask yourself, are you willing to give up, that's the column on the left, are you willing to give up your old narrative around money, okay? And if that's a hell yes, then put at the top of the list, I am ready to give up my old stories. Just write it down, okay? And on the right side of the list, you need the power of pleasure and fun to help you step into a receptive place, okay? So on the right side, you want to put on the top of the column, I am ready to receive more pleasure. I am ready to receive more pleasure, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this list, and at the very bottom, the last step here is to just write an affirmation. I am open and receptive to receiving all the good that is coming my way. And then we're actually going to burn or shred or tear up this paper that you've written on, okay? And use that as a symbol of our release. So at the end of the ceremony itself, take a moment, close your eyes, and really be grateful for a minute that you've gotten this far, right? And that always the flow will open again, even if it's just a trickle. And remember, I am creator. As you finish this, please go ahead and add a comment, and let's put the affirmation, I am open and receptive to anything good flowing my way today, or I am creator. You are stepping into a whole new way of being, Libra. I believe in you. Thank you for your attention. Go forth and prosper, and I look forward to hearing from you about how this worked out.